Hey everyone, today we're going to take a look at two of the new figures from the Acolyte. These are from the latest Black Series wave that includes Luke and Leia. We've got something weird happening here where these are numbered as 7 and 8, but if you look at the box art on the side, it's actually designed for them to be in the opposite order. Not a big deal. I don't really know anyone that cares that much about the numbers of the figures. I don't save my boxes, so I don't care that much about it, but this character is of course from the High Republic novels and comics and then brought to live action in the Acolyte. She has those dark ray Asajj Ventress legs under this skirt. This figure definitely has traffic cone syndrome, which I actually prefer over having soft goods. And then she has the soft goods robe hiding some butterfly joints, some decent articulation at the elbow. I don't really have too much to say about this figure. Kind of what you see is what you get. I do think that the soft goods overall just work pretty well. The hood sits in place quite nicely. Nice face print underneath with that little tattoo on her head. Kind of reminds me of a Scrabble board with all of the spare tiles on the side. This one's tricky because I don't really like soft goods on my shelf, but also without it, her outfit just kind of looks like something's missing. I personally would have preferred to see the yellow and brown outfit that we see in more of her action scenes with the lightsaber whip. Although, I guess it's cool to have some variation on the shelf since all the other Acolyte figures all have those yellow and brown robes. We do have a little bit of difficulty standing here as well. Like, it's just kind of that the legs are pretty tight and just trying to figure out the right position for the feet. Personally, I would have made the outfit maybe 2 millimeters shorter just to have a little bit more space for her feet to stick out the bottom, but maybe they would have had trouble getting approvals from Lucasfilm. I don't know how these things work. Her lightsaber hilt is one of those slightly more boring High Republic lightsabers like we saw in the show, and while it fits nicely in her hand, again, just like the traffic cone skirt makes certain poses a little bit more difficult, but I can't complain about that since I definitely prefer this than having an outfit that's like half soft goods and half sculpted. And because I'm crazy, I just wanted to show you what a sculpted robe would look like. So this is the Ben Kenobi SH Figuarts robe. It's not perfect, but I think that would have looked pretty cool and not really hindered articulation any more than her clothes already do. And one of the most important tropes in Star Wars are the weird little guys, so this show was no different. We had Bazil, this little creature who's the Jedi tracker. Really gorgeous figure here, like so much paint detail. Articulation is a little bit limited as we expect from figures this small, but overall I just think this figure is so fun to have on the shelf. Of course, the $25 price point hurts a little bit when you've got someone that's half the size, but I think that price covers a lot of paint work here. I think a thigh swivel would have gone a long way here since his legs have barely any movement up at the top, but this is a nice little touch here with the goggles that can come down. Basically, if you think this character was cool or you're just like little weird aliens, then this is definitely going to be a figure that you'll want to pick up, but if you feel nothing when looking at this, then you can definitely pass or pick this up on clearance. Although I'm surprised to see that I didn't really see many of the Acolyte figures from the first wave going on sale for anything too low, but I guess there's still time. And I was a little disappointed to see that Pip, which is the same little thing that was included with Osha, it does not fit into either of his hands very well, so you might need to use a little bit of black tag here, but it's kind of frustrating since that's his only accessory that it doesn't fit well into his hands. If you get the angle right and tilt it back a little bit and kind of let gravity help you out here, you can get him to hold it, but it's not very secure. If you guys are on my Patreon for 3D printing, then you'll remember this model of Bazil that we did a few months ago that I painted. I feel like I got his face a little freaky, but here's what that comparison looks like in case you were curious about that. And if you're more into like DIY hobbies, you can 3D print the Bazil on the left and paint it yourself. And I had to show you guys the clickbait from the thumbnail, which is my custom Qimir figure with a kit from Bounty Supply Co. This came fully painted, so all I had to do was put it on top of the comic book Luke figure. So it was actually a pretty easy custom, so if you don't really do painting, you can buy that kit fully printed already from Bounty Supply Co. on Etsy. Here are the Acolyte figures so far, including my custom Qimir, because I feel like that's the one last figure that they're going to do from this show. Regardless of how people felt about the show, I felt like overall the Black Series community was pretty into these figures. A lot of people passed on them, of course, but overall I think everyone that got them was fairly happy. They are great figures, and it's amazing to see just like so many gorgeous figures from a brand new show. I'm excited to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Here are some other videos from my channel that you might enjoy. We just covered all of the other figures in this wave, so check out those reviews if you have not already. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.